Yoo-hoo, Wilma! Are you up yet?
I've been up for hours, Betty. Come on in and turn on the radio. We'll have a cup of coffee while we listen to the morning news.
I wonder how the boys are doing.
You know Fred. I'll bet they're having a ball.
And now this, from Jackie Lightning, here on Bedrock Cool 101.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey.
Clara was 18, and her mother, Helga, had gone with her for a walk in the country, and that was all. Except that now suddenly they found themselves in trouble, the worst kind of trouble. No telling where the strange men had come from. Maybe the women had been followed, maybe they'd been stalked longer than they knew. In any event, here they were, slowly creeping up from behind, growing bolder, beginning to taunt them now. Clara whispered, "Mother, they're getting too close. We've got to hold them off." And with that, the teenager reached down into her shoulder bag and drew her weapon and turned around. "Go away," Clara shouted. The men kept coming, so the two women backed up, and with Clara's gun trained on the nearest man, the women continued walking backward and kept on like that, the gang advancing, and Clara and her mother backing away for a quarter and a half, 3/4 of a mile, with nobody nearby to answer cries for help. Clara could only brandish her weapon, threatening to use it. Eventually the threats rang hollow. The men charged forward, but Clara, as her attackers had doubted that she would, nonetheless fired. She shot one man in the face, and then another, and the rest, astonished, pleading for mercy, fled. The women resumed their walk, but that was not the first time they had been in danger, nor the first time that Clara had had to shoot strangers. In fact, earlier in their journey just outside town, Clara and Helga were mugged, nearly robbed, but Clara pulled her gun and shot the would-be bandit and then rolled him down a hill and walked on. In fact, Clara had similarly disposed of several who had threatened to accost them, all during the same walk in the country, meaning our country, the United States of America. No woman had ever before tried what Clara and her mother were now attempting, to cross the nation on foot, starting in Spokane, Washington, heading for New York City. But you know something? They did it. From Spokane, they traveled to Salt Lake City, on through Denver and Des Moines and Chicago, Pittsburgh and Harrisburg, all the way to Manhattan for the challenge, for the offer of a cash prize. But there was danger along the way, particularly, Helga later observed, through Pennsylvania and onward, where law enforcement officials had seemed comparatively nonchalant. But mother and daughter were prepared, and significantly, Clara was armed, although not as you might have imagined, for the weapon with which Clara had shot and dispensed with several intending attackers was specifically a device for spraying insect powder, but it was filled with cayenne pepper. That's right, a pepper gun. I know you may have thought that blinding, disabling pepper spray was a defensive weapon of today, but the little homemade contraption Clara called as good as a whole police force, that little contraption she innovated and she implemented through the summer and the autumn of '96, through the summer and the autumn of 1896. And now you know the rest of the story.
Paul Harvey. Good day.
Oh, well, that's something to be thankful for.